The first Toy Story 5 trailer has finally dropped, and it's incredible. But let me ask you something. Did you manage to notice all the amazing details in this trailer? We already knew Woody would be in the movie ever since the first promotional art was released, but for a long time we had no idea how that would happen, especially since the cowboy had left with Bo Peep at the end of Toy Story 4. But the trailer gave us the answer. After Bonnie became addicted to a tablet called Lily Pad, Jessie called Woody and asked him to come back. And Woody will return wearing a super stylish cape that we saw him using in some promotional images released before the trailer came out. The cowboy wasn't the only one who will appear after leaving in Toy Story 4. In one scene, we see the back of a toy we also know very well, Bo Peep. We don't know if the character will have much importance in the new film, since she isn't in the scene where Woody returns to Bonnie's house, indicating that he may have come back alone. But you never know. Maybe Bo Peep will also reunite with her old friends later on. This is just the beginning of the 21 details and Easter eggs you missed in the Toy Story 5 trailer. And for you who made it this far, we have a special invitation. Click the join button down below and become part of our exclusive group of subscribers. We have 3 plans for you to choose from. You can become a Wave Fund member and use our badges on your profile and special emojis in the channel's video comments. Or you can become a Wave Plus member and get early access to our videos and priority replies in the comments. But if you want access to our exclusive members-only videos and polls, you can become a Wave Max member. Starting at $2.99, you can become the newest member of Cinewave. Click now and get even closer to us. The beginning of the trailer shows something that moved many fans. Forky's wedding to Karen Beverly. This was just one of Bonnie's games, but we bet those two had been waiting for the day they would become husband and wife, even if only pretend. It seems like this will happen right at the start of the movie, since the next scene shows Bonnie receiving the lily pad from her parents. She won't really play with her toys anymore after that, so the wedding can't happen after that point. The scene where Woody reunites with his friends should take a little while to happen, at least within the story, because he needs to spend a few days traveling from where he was to Bonnie's home. Even so, Forky and Karen are still wearing their wedding outfits when the cowboy returns, which shows how Lilypad is a real threat. Bonnie was so busy with the tablet that she didn't even touch Forky after that wedding playtime, and Forky is Bonnie's favorite toy. Since Toy Story 5 was announced, one of the things we've known would happen in the film is the appearance of an army of toys of the same Buzz Lightyear model, the Multibuzz. Of course, they appear in this trailer, and there are signs that this army will be a big help to Bonnie's toys, because the scene where the Multibuzz show up comes right after the original Buzz Lightyear tells his friends they're going to need reinforcements. The two scenes don't seem to happen at the same moment in the film, but it may be a way for the trailer to say that their reinforcement will be the Multibuzz army. But trailers love to mislead us, so maybe this is a trick to make us think the Multibuzz will be allies when in reality they'll be enemies. Another moment in the trailer where these new characters seem to be allies is the one where Jessie is riding her horse Bullseye with several Buzz Lightyears riding behind her as if they're following their leader. But this scene can also be interpreted another way. What if those toys are chasing Jessie and she's trying to escape them? That would change everything and turn those Buzz Lightyears from heroes into villains. The trailer included some funny scenes, and that's great because it means the franchise won't abandon the goofy humor of the previous films, which always helped make the emotional scenes even more impactful. One of these funny scenes is the one where we see that Woody is going bald, to the point that light reflects off his bald spot and shines onto the other toys' faces. As hilarious as it was, this scene also serves to show once again that toys also have to deal with the fact that they get worn out. It's also proof that many years really have passed between the end of Toy Story 4 and the beginning of Toy Story 5. Another funny part of the trailer is when the toys are reacting to Lilypad, at least that's what it looks like. Rex, as panicked as ever, shouts, "Extinction, not again!" And this is a very fun reference to him being a dinosaur toy. And as we know, the extinction of the dinosaurs that happened about 66 million years ago is still the most famous animal extinction in history. So are you also super excited to watch this new adventure of Pixar's most incredible toys? If so, comment down below #toys. Speaking of Lilypad, there was a very brief moment where we can look at her screen and notice that the tablet even has a social network similar to Facebook, which is a bit strange since Bonnie Bonnie is still far too young to have a social media account, but it's better to assume it's a super safe app made for kids. We can even see the name of this social network in the corner of the screen. It's called Ribbit, which fittingly is the onomatopoeia that represents the sound a frog makes, and Lilypad is, after all, a frog-themed tablet. The posts that appear on Lilypad's screen while she scrolls through the social network go by very quickly, but anyone very observant can read them if they pause the trailer at the right moment. The first post that appears is a photo of a snow-covered mountain with the caption, "Traveling through the snow, any tips?" Another post we see features a photo of the inside of the ocean and the question, "How deep is the ocean?" In that same scene, Jessie starts talking to Lilypad, but the tablet doesn't seem to be paying much attention. Even so, she soon shows that she understood everything she had just heard, because Jessie's lines are quickly turned into text that appears on Lilypad's screen. And just to show off, Lilypad even translated the text into another language. That may have been funny, but when we really think about it, it's a way of showing just how dangerous Lilypad is. She's capable of recording every conversation she hears whenever she wants, but beyond that, she can most likely also record videos in secret, exactly like she does in one of the film's promotional posters, where we see her recording Jessie, Woody, and Buzz Lightyear. Ever since that poster was released, it hasn't been a mystery that there's a strong possibility Lilypad will actually record the toys moving in the film and use that footage as blackmail, since that's the toy's biggest secret, and no one knows what could happen if humans discover they have a life of their own. Another scene that may be connected to this is the one where several strange programs open on Lilypad's screen, as if she were hacking some system with the intention of sending the video she recorded to the internet. The trailer removed any doubt about what Lilypad's role will be in the film. She will be the biggest threat to the toys, but the problem won't be only Lilypad herself, but electronic devices in general. Almost no children will have fun with toys anymore, so much so that we see other girls Bonnie's age playing with tablets. These tablets seem similar to Lilypad, but with themes of other animals. One has a ladybug theme, and another seems to have a tail, indicating its theme is a kitten or another similar animal. Throughout the entire trailer, we see many of the toys from the previous films. All of Bonnie's toys, both the ones that used to belong to Woody and her original toys, will apparently return. But of course, we'll also see new ones. Pixar can't pass up the opportunity to invent new toys that can later be sold in real life. Two of them appear with Jessie in the trailer, one being a kind of toilet paper toy that probably helps teach young children how to use the toilet, and the other is a little blue hand. Subscribing is like getting a VIP ticket to watch all our animations firsthand. How about it? Right after the wedding scene at the beginning of the trailer, Bonnie is called inside the house and receives the Lilypad. She leaves Jessie and Bullseye on top of a chair to open the box, and since the two toys are near humans, they remain motionless. However, their little eyes are turned exactly toward Bonnie because they're trying to see what toy she has just received. The sad part of this is that in another scene, we see Bonnie lying on the living room floor while using the tablet. It looks like she's been there for quite a while, completely absorbed in the device. But what not everyone noticed is that Jessie and Bullseye are still left on the chair in the exact same position, which means she hasn't touched them since she picked up the tablet. Jessie and her horse must have been standing there for hours, forced to watch the girl having fun only with the tablet. It's great to know that Woody still kept in touch with his old friends during those years, since we see him and Jessie using toy phones to talk to each other. But because they're toys, these phones can only call one another, and the film included a detail that shows this in a really clever way. Jessie's phone has a piece of paper with the letter W for Woody stuck to it, while Woody's phone has a piece of paper with the letter J for Jessie stuck to it, so they know which phone calls whom. It's likely they have other toy phones that connect to other distant friends. The trailer didn't save the reunion scene between Woody and Buzz for theaters only, and all the curious fans out there must have been grateful to already see how it will happen. And it's amazing to know that Toy Story 5 hasn't forgotten this friendship. Buzz appears referencing the time when he didn't know he was a toy, aiming his laser at Woody as if the cowboy were an outlaw, while Woody says he comes in peace. It's just a very fun bit between the two of them. Another scene with the two that references something from the first film is when they run together after a car and climb onto it, which strongly recalls the epic moment from the first Toy Story, released in 1995, when Buzz Lightyear and Woody go flying, or rather falling with style, toward Andy's car. Since we're talking so much about Buzz Lightyear, it's time to go back to the beginning of the trailer, at Forky and Karen's wedding, when Bonnie's parents call her inside the house. If you look at her hands, you'll see that she's making Buzz Lightyear perform mouth-to-mouth resuscitation on Rex, who had been poisoned within the pretend play. Wanna bet how disgusted Buzz and Rex will look when Bonnie drops them and walks away? There's someone who is present throughout the entire trailer and that you may not even have noticed because of Woody's appearance and other incredible moments, and that someone is Jessie. It had already been said that the cowgirl would take on the role of the main character in Toy Story 5, and this trailer fully confirmed that this is more than true. Jessie will be the one who works the hardest to resolve the conflict between the toys and technological devices, and it will be fantastic to see her as the leader of the toys. We'll say goodbye for now, but you can keep going with us by clicking one of the 2 videos on the screen. Thanks!